the next portion of our meeting will be table topics. Table topics is our impromptu speaking portion of the meeting. And our illustrious table topics master is Miss Shelley Musfeldt. Shelley has been a founding member of MVP. Did you know that MVP is over 10 years old? Over 12 years old. Was it that long ago? My goodness. Shelley is an amazing evaluator and Toastmaster, someone whom I hold up to a higher standard and someone whom I aspire to be when I grow up. Please help me welcome our table topics master, Shelley Musfeldt.
I think we need this. Thanks. That's exactly how I wrote it. So wait a... Just give me those accolades. Impromptu speaking. Duck. I think Flo said it best. It's duck training. Those feet under the water might be going a million miles. On the water, you're cool as a cucumber. So that's what we're going to try tonight. For our impromptu speaking, Madam Timer will be 1 to 2 minutes. We'll see for our guests, we will see the green light at 1 minute, the amber light at 1.5 minutes, the red light at 2 minutes. At the red light, please wrap it up. My challenge for you is to I'm going to give you a question. Please try to have an opening, a body, and a conclusion. And the conclusion part, Madam Evaluator, is where I'm challenging our folks tonight. Please pay attention to the lights. When you see the yellow light, I want you to try to start your conclusion. All right, so let's have some strong conclusions tonight. Since people in the audience are here for a reason, I'm asking some of our non-members to do some table topics this evening. In no particular order. Our first table topic participant, Alan Moore. Hi. I've not even met you. Not cool. See, we are putting you outside your comfort zone here. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's what Toastmasters all about. It is U.S. Thanksgiving right now. What do you give thanks for? Your question is, what do you give thanks for? Please, everyone, welcome. I don't have these names in. Alan Moore, what are you thankful for?
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, my name is Alan Moore, and the question was, what do you give thanks for? First and foremost, I give thanks for my family and my brothers, as Matt alluded to in his story. I can't be anything without my family and my friends who continuously pick me up and build me up and allow me to aspire to greater things. Another thing that I'm very thankful for is just being Canadian. What are the odds of being born Canadian? If you think about it, there's 7.5 billion people on this planet. And I'm one of 30 million that was born in this country. Healthcare? Got it. Food? Got it. Clean water? Got it. An equitable trade agreement? Well, we'll talk about that later. So in conclusion, I have so many things to be thankful for that the time provided, that I've been provided with tonight couldn't possibly suffice in allowing me to share all of that with you. But first and foremost is my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, for inspiring our Thanksgiving thoughts for our U.S. friends. Our second speaker, please welcome to the front, Marvin Henry. Hello, Marvin Henry, who I don't know at all. Never met, don't know. Get your hands off me. All right. Marvin, your question is, we're talking about leveling up this evening. I'd like to know, if you were going to raise your knowledge on something, what would be that subject and why? Please welcome Marvin Henry.
Thank you, Shelley. Well, I'm in IT, so people would think I'd raise my knowledge on technology. But no, I do technology, but something more important to me to raise my knowledge up is health. Health and medicine. So back in May, I had probably the worst day of my life. I was on a bed, hospital bed, going into surgery. And for the first time in probably years, I felt tears in my eyes because I didn't know what was going to happen to me in surgery. I got my prostate taken out. The next day when I woke up, I had again the worst of my life. Because even though I was healthy and recovering from surgery, people around me, for lack of a better word, were dying or also trying to recover. So I want to level up on getting better, how to get better health, using things like alternative medicine, using things like things we can do without going to prescribe prescriptions, using things that can help us grow, help us be healthier by doing exercising, eating right. My mom always taught me to eat right and eat in moderation. And I want to be thankful for, like last person, for my family and Nadine and my support I have, because that's what brought me back from my worst day of my life in the hospital. I mean, I had great doctors and great service. Don't get me wrong, the healthcare is great, and that's why I'm here. But the experience of sitting on that bed was awful for me. So that's why I want to improve. I want to improve the health and how to get better in life by working on things like alternative medicine and other things in that area.
Thank you, Marvin. We're also happy that you're here with us in good health at this time. Our third speaker, I'm hoping I pronounced Daryl Desmond. Daryl Desmond? Yes, Daryl. Am I pronouncing that right? Daryl? Hello? Oh, sure.
Before we do this, I'd rather bring up Lynette to speak. As a female aspiring person, I come from the Northwest, and she said she screams at Nose Hill, and all the people with dogs look at her funny. I spoke many years ago, about 2 decades, so I'd like you to take her up to speak instead, please.
You know, this is exactly, I'm not kidding, this is exactly MVP at his best. We break the rules all the time, but it's a good thing. So please welcome up, is it Annette? Lynette. Right. Excellent. Watch out in the parking lot after the meeting. You've been in Toastmasters for a little while, right? 4 years, this lady, 4 years. Only the reason I'm asking is the question's sort of related to your Toastmasters journey. What gifts has Toastmasters given you on your journey? What gifts has Toastmasters given you on your journey, Lynette?
what hasn't Toastmasters given me? That would be an easier question to answer. I was speaking to one of our guests here earlier tonight about why I joined Toastmasters and what it's done for me. And most specifically, what it has done is taught me leadership. I am a self-employed person. I have essentially been an entrepreneur since I was about 2 years old. Seriously, I was that kid making jewelry and selling it at the end of my driveway to anyone who would purchase it. I had a lemonade stand. I made dolls. I have always been self-employed. I continue to this day to be self-employed, and I have never had to lead a team. I have never had, other than a few odd contractors working underneath me, had that experience of that leadership, other than leading myself and saying, get the heck out of bed, you lazy bum, and get to work. So what I have gotten from Toastmasters is the ability, in the safest environment in the world, to learn how to lead a team. I went from, and Kelly can attest to this, she was the president of the club the day I joined 4.5 years ago. I walked in, this shy little, don't talk to anybody, I'm just going to sit here and nobody's going to notice that I'm here, and I'll just stay. And I didn't want to talk, and I didn't want to do anything. And she forced me, and she dragged me from contest to contest, from meeting to meeting, and got me out there. And as a result, 4.5 years in, I'm leading a team of 6 amazing area directors and 29 clubs in Division E, and I'm having the time of my life, and I'm working full time at it, and it's really hard. And then Teresa drags me into Coachcraft, and I have gained more from this experience of leadership than I ever thought possible in a million years. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough, because you've all been part of that journey. So that is what I've gotten from Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Wendy Wettel. Yes? Wendy? Is she here? Oh, she's coming up very, very cautiously. Oh, I see a Toastmasters badge that you're wearing. Wendy, how long have you been in Toastmasters? 2001 originally, but how many years have you been the whole time? Except for 3 years. All right, excellent. I'll give you a choice of 2 questions, because our last speaker sort of answered this question that I was going to give you. That's okay. Why is leadership important to you? Pretty much was your answer to your question. So maybe you're Karnak or whatever that guy's name is. What gifts has Toastmaster given you on your journey? Perhaps that might be the one that you might want to go with. Please welcome everybody, Wendy.
I credit Toastmaster with so much. When I talk to people about Toastmasters, I can't say enough about it. I'm originally an analyst, and for many years I was very happy behind my computer, and I didn't have to leave my computer very often. However, you start to outgrow that. You know, at a certain point you start to outgrow it, and you want to do more, and you realize that you need some skills to do more. And so in 2001 I joined Toastmasters, and I've actually been in 4 clubs, one in the U.S., and one in Saskatoon, one in St. Albert, one here. And then I was doing okay. Got the CC, started to speak more and more, and the clubs were so friendly and welcoming in each of the communities. It was fantastic. And however, when I became area governor, I think that was a real changer. I don't know who all here has been an area governor. Like the previous speaker said, it takes over your life. I didn't see I didn't see TV, for 3 months. People had to tell me what was happening on Grey's Anatomy, but it was the chance to speak several times a week that really elevated, and at that time I got a promotion, and which I wouldn't have had otherwise. And it's just been fabulous being a leader, and Toastmasters has just given me so much from all the different roles that you can have in the club, and the chance to speak when maybe I'm still doing, manager of analytical work, and maybe I'm not speaking as often, but Toastmasters always gives you the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Thank you very much. I know this person was in the room, but maybe he's sitting in a different spot. Brock? Did he leave? Ah, that's too bad. How about Kevin Padillo? Oh, from the back. Oh, there he is. Coming up slow. I'm having deja vu. Didn't I call you up last time we had a table topics thing? Yes, I do. But now you're in Toastmasters. How long have you been in Toastmasters?
2 years.
2 years. All right. I know we're at Advanced Club, but I want you to take us back. Take us back. Describe the experience, the thrill of the icebreaker. Please welcome, with the recap of his icebreaker, Kevin.
So let me take you back in time to the first time I broke the ice that I don't remember. So let's start over here. Once upon a time, I walked into a Mount Royally Speaking club where, I was looking into Toastmasters. I wanted to improve my, life with women. So I found out. So I heard about Toastmasters. The book told me, hey, find a Toastmasters club, learn about Toastmasters. So I stepped into the door. And I just okay, where am I at? Along this path, I stepped into my, first table topic. I met a lot of cool people. I was asked them random questions, and I came up to the front of the room, just like I am now, kind of shaking, a little bit nervous, but with confidence, I stepped into my first icebreaker, which was, I don't exactly remember, but it was an amazing time. Yeah. My first icebreaker, it was along the lines of, martial arts and who I was as a person. My journey walking the Toastmasters wasn't an easy one. I was fresh out of prison. I was in a young offender center, caught up in trouble, caught up in jail, caught up in gang life. So I stepped into a new chapter of life, walking into Mount Royal University. I wanted more for myself. I wanted more for the people around me. I wanted more for the people that I grew up with, who were toting guns, throwing up gang signs, and who were killing each other in the streets. That's what I wanted. So if I look back at my first icebreaker speech, I don't remember exactly how it went, but I remember the whole experience, and I remember how Toastmasters and my first icebreaker changed my life.
Nice job. I just want to highlight this club has our own video equipment, we have our own microphone equipment, we have handheld microphones, we have lapel microphones. Not every club will give you that experience, so that's just another add-on value for this club. Madam Timer, who's our timer tonight? Well, how are we doing for time? Do we have time for one more? We should stop. All right, so I'm just going to recap. We had 5 speakers. We had Alan speaking. We had Marvin Henry speaking. We had Daryl, who gave it to Lynette, who was number 6 on my list anyway, so that just worked out perfectly. Number 4 was Wendy. Number 5, Kevin. And Brock, who left too early. So, in a nutshell, that was our table topics tonight. And I'll return control to our Toastmaster. Where is that lovely lady in the lovely blue dress? Thank you, Flo.
For the benefit of our guests, our Toastmasters meetings are always comprised of not only the speeches and the speaking activities, but now it is complemented by the feedback and the evaluation portion. In this portion, this is where we gain valuable comments on how to improve and what we can do practically to level up our speaking journey. At this time, I would like to introduce our general evaluator, Mr. Mark Kolke.
Thank you, Flo. Me to use the mic, so it'll be recorded on the video, be on YouTube. It's going to go viral tomorrow. I'm going to break my general evaluator comments into 2 portions. The first portion now, then I'll introduce evaluators who will give their presentations, and then later when we make the big move and have our final 2 speakers evaluated, I'll do the conclusion part of my evaluation. What a meeting so far. I think it's been stellar. We've had a few bumps, but who doesn't in life, no matter where you are? Good plan needs to be flexible, and speakers should always have a second one in their back pocket, but we'll work on that. Our meeting tonight was begun by a guy who stepped up and is a hero today. We were originally going to be in the other big room, where sound isn't an issue. We can get by without a sound system in that room quite nicely because it's carpeted. It just, the sound acoustics, the air handling is very different there. We had a problem. I was going to rely on Marshall Ennis to be here, but his plane is touching down about now to run our sound system. I reached out to Richard today. He showed up with a truckload of gear and set this up for you tonight, so that's why we have the mics. So congratulations to Richard. And look for him in next month's issue of Gentleman's Quarterly. How about the bow tie? Man, you're rocking that. Matt, thank you for the safety tip. Good, wonderful introduction by Mark and Joanne, don't you think? Mark was particularly scintillating. Joanne took the meeting in hand. She's not done yet. She's got more work to do later tonight. Anthony, thank you for your brief comments. We'll hear more from you later. Benjamin, Ben Thorkelson, thank you for helping us aspire tonight. Look forward to your report later and your anal analysis. We're counting on it. What a Toastmaster we had tonight. Has Flo not done a marvelous job? For those of you who are Toastmasters, you know what the role of the Toastmaster is in a contest, in a club meeting, and it's usually pretty pedestrian. Get up, introduce the person, try to get the speech title right, and sit down. And Flo investigated what these people were going to talk about. She rehearsed this, she planned it, she had notes with her, but she was speaking from her own preparation, from the heart, and she gave these speakers what you need in speaking is a great setup. It's like the volleyball setter getting that ball up there so our speakers could knock it home. So congratulations, Flo. I think you did really well. But you're not done yet, so don't go home because you've got more work to do in the other room. My next step will be to call upon our table topics evaluator, Christina Cruz, to evaluate the table topics session. Please welcome Christina.
Thanks, Mark. Good evening. Welcome to MVP. My job is to give feedback. We all know how to do that. Sandwich. So here's what I'm going to do for each speaker. Way to go, what if, and what we really liked. Shelley, as our table topic master, thank you for being so welcoming and friendly. I love the way that you encouraged the new people to be part of our event this evening. The other thing Shelley did this evening that I think was really valuable and shows what we do at MVP is she challenged every table topic speaker to a certain part of table topics. What did she challenge us to do? The conclusion. So if we can concentrate on one part, then we can all learn how to make that one part better. It was terrific. I also liked your comment, Shelley, about highlighting that we have microphones and those people who want to aspire to be big, join MVP. Alan, what am I thankful for? Way to go. Right away you had an answer. My family first and foremost. Anybody who talks Canadian is my hero. Probably most of the people in the room. You had stats for us, and I loved your 3 things. But I have a suggestion for you. I had health, got it. Food, got it. Water, got it. And then you went about trade agreement. It was a good laugh for everybody. But what if you had said, Toastmasters, got it. And that might have been really funny in the room as well. Your conclusion was as strong as your intro. First and foremost, my family. You just flipped it. Really strong ending, and we probably all agree with you in the room, so that's terrific. Marvin, what would you raise your topic on any subject? We all know Marvin as an IT person. Your way to go tonight was your honesty. Absolutely. The way we win people over is with our personal stories, and probably a bit of a shock for most people in the room. We are really happy you're with us this evening. I love the way we learn at Toastmasters. We learn through our friendships, and we learn when people are real. And there's no faster way to gain an audience. You did that extremely well this evening. I loved what you aspired us to try to get better health, and we should all be aware of that. If I could offer one tiny suggestion, you finished really well with saying, I aspire to knowing more about my health, my good exercise, good food. Shouldn't you too? And add the audience as a conclusion, just challenge them. Daryl, you can pick up your MVP membership from Joanne because you're really good at breaking the rules. So we expect you at our next meeting. Congratulations. Lynette started gestures before she even got the question. What are the gifts? What a strong start. What has Toastmasters not given me? It was like we paid her to be here. It was perfect. I loved your descriptions. You know, the jewelry, the kid at the end of the driveway with the lemonade, very visual. She did something I'm not sure I've seen before. She actually sat down with the microphone, you can do it with the microphone, and sat in the audience. I was like, where'd she go? Oh my gosh, she's really hiding. I thought that was genius. That was very clever. You did everything. If I could add one tiny what if, you thanked everybody in the room. These are all the gifts that Toastmasters is giving me. You can gain these gifts too. Join MVP. So you might have just finished and wrapped it up. Sounds like I'm a commercial, but here we go. Wendy, unbelievable. 4 cities, 4 different clubs. Welcome to MVP tonight. I loved your start. With very strong confidence, I credit Toastmasters with so much. And her biggest statement, your funny was very funny, the Grey's Anatomy. We all miss TV, that's why we're here. But the area governor, which is now called area director, changed everything. And I got a promotion. And I think for advanced Toastmasters, we probably all have that little story, and there was a huge connection with the audience right there. So your finish was, from so many roles and opportunities to speak, I have learned. And you might have just finished with, like this. And that would have been strong. Kevin, welcome back to Table Topics. Did he leave? He's gone. Doesn't want my feet. Oh, he's on the phone. Busy guy. Extremely confident. I broke the ice. I loved his start. He had the humor with joining Toastmasters for Women. Somebody asked him if that worked for him. And he referred to I was very shaky, just like I am now. My if for him would be not to tell us that he didn't remember. Make up the icebreaker, whatever it was. Obviously, the shocking part about being in jail, young offender gangs, would have grabbed the audience. My if for Kevin is we need more. And his story was, I want to change, and Toastmasters has done that for me. Congratulations to our speakers tonight. I'll give it back to our GE.